What's up, guys? It's me, Donnie Bravo. We are here back again at Cheeseburger's house again.
What's up, y'all? This is Cheeseburger. We got some breaking news for you. Obviously, we got a jam session for you because we can't forget that. We're going to cover a few other topics. You know, we're going to try to stay a little bit more on topic for this video so that we can make it shorter and also, you know, kind of keep the interest going. But that's our intro, and we're going to sit down and we're going to start getting into all this.
Alright, so what's these awesome breaking news you got for us, Andrew?
Okay, well, obviously, if you watched our last video, band meeting number 2, you would hear about how we got a guitarist named Tyler. So that made us a 3-piece band. And another thing that if you watched the last video, you would remember that we were planning on being a 4-piece band. But the day after we posted that video, the guy Andrew that I mentioned in the last one that I said was a drummer that might not be interested in it, I approached him thinking that the worst he could say was no, and I said, well, you know, hey dude, I'm in a band right now and we're still looking for a drummer, are you interested? He turned around and he said, fuck yeah dude, I want to be in a band. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And the thing is, it's like, okay, we had our 4th piece, but we are actually now a 5-piece band because we got his friend Alex, whom I work with both of them at Merlin's. We got him going, you know, he's another vocalist, and he also plays a little guitar, so, you know, kind of would play in with, you know, Donnie Bravo over here, you know.
Yeah. You can't resist the double horns. Seriously.
No. You also can't resist the cheeseburger either.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, so in a nutshell, our breaking news is that, you know, we were originally going to be a 4-piece band, still looking for the drummer. You know, like I said, day after we posted the video, found a drummer as well as an extra piece, so we are now a 5-piece band. So basically what it is that it's Donovan, you know, front man. Obviously, you know that I'm on the bass. Sure. Obviously, as you know, I'm on the bass, and Tyler will more than likely be the lead guitarist. Mm-hmm. The other Andrew, he's the drummer. He's actually been playing drums for about 4 or 5 years now, so he actually has a solid foundation. And then you've got Alex, who, like I said, is vocalist and guitar. He says that he's had the guitar for about 4 years, and he kind of played on and off for a little bit, and then he said that as far as consistently practicing, he's been going at it for about 2 years now, and I can't wait to hear him play. I can't wait for everybody to meet. You know, I'm looking forward to this.
And that is one other thing. We're still trying to find a good time for all of us to meet together. I still haven't met these guys. Andrew says they're great. I'm really looking forward to meeting these guys. And one thing's for sure, we all got extremely weird schedules, especially with my schedule, because I'm working near full-time a lot. Because in the position that I am, there's not a whole lot of people who work in that area. And there's 3 people, both Andrew and both the other Andrew and Alex, who all work at Merlin's Pizza. Where's Tyler work?
Tyler, I think he works at AJ's.
AJ's. So pretty much both me and Tyler, we got jobs at different places besides Merlin's. And but from what it's looking like, we're trying to find the right time for all of us to get together and to finally meet. Start getting some shit down and just start rocking this planet. I mean, seriously, that's
hell yeah, dude. That's what it's about. Let's see. So that's pretty much all like the breaking news that we have. We're very excited about it. Which actually brings us into our next topic, and kind of like, you know, Don said, when we finally get a chance to meet and start getting shit going, we're gonna see what they have to say about band names, and this is actually our next topic, because right now we're looking at Valhalla, which, like I said, if you've seen the last video, then you would know that that's Viking Paradise. I will correct myself, though. The place that Odin and all the other, you know, Norse gods and goddesses, they actually live in Asgard. So I want to correct myself.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
But Valhalla was Viking Paradise. That was basically their heaven. Anyway, so Valhalla is one of the names. We've narrowed it down to about 3. So Valhalla, Sons of Odin, and I really like that one. I think that one's starting to grow on me some more. Plus, I think it has
it's growing on a lot of other people as well. From people that I've told at work, and some other people that I've even mentioned on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of people seem to like that one.
Well,
it's got a real catchy, it's got a real catchy flair to it.
Well, it's got a catchy flair, but it's also a lot more simplistic.
That too, yes.
It's more self-explanatory, and like, still probably the most promising one is Loki Charade.
Yes.
I really like it, and I like the meaning behind it, but I was kind of like going over some of the old videos that we have on there that was on YouTube, and I happened to watch that last video, and I was like, well, I like the name and I like the explanation behind it, but just the more I listen to us talk about it, it's a little too complicated. So right now, like, it's still on the list, it's still very promising, but we're kind of setting it over here, and we're putting Sons of Odin here, and then like Valhalla right in between.
Hold on one sec. And the one thing that we do want to clarify as well is that we do, in fact, are going to try and do this as a Norse-themed kind of way, because as it turns out, all 5 of us, no matter how long or how little we were actually there, but we all still went to Fort Walton Beach High School, which was home of the Vikings. And as it turns out, all 5 of us had been there at one point. And I just found out, who was it that was there for a year?
It was Andrew.
The other Andrew, yes. Yeah, he told Andrew just told me that he was there for at least a year, and that's good enough for me. So all 5 of us have been there.
It's all connected. It's all it's all a similarity. It kind of brings us together a little bit. And I think with the exception of the drummer Andrew, I think the rest of us went to Fort Walton for all 4 years. But the point is, we all went there. We all have that connection. I think they're going to dig it. Obviously, we still need to talk to them about it, get some ideas from them, some feedback. Who knows? They might just jump all over Sons of Odin, and that really might just be our name.
It very much might.
Granted, that's not solidified yet.
No.
So we're still getting that going. Anyway, another thing we need to do. What?
What we got next?
I was getting to that.
You're getting there? Oh, my bad.
Anyway, another thing.
Continue.
I'm trying. Okay, so hey, no. Don't be a dick now.
I'm not.
Okay, alright. We said we weren't going to yammer so much, so let's get back on.
Yes, go ahead.
Another thing that we need to go over when we all meet is music composition. Because obviously as a band, it's like, Donovan has already written some lyrics for one song and, still working on it and everything, but that's what a band does. They like, for instance, they come up with names together, they come up with lyrics, they give each other, certain certain pointers. Like, for instance, even like for Andrew, the drummer, obviously, even though he's a drummer, he actually gave me a pretty good amount of insight on the bass. He was the one that said, don't be afraid to take a break. He actually was the one that was telling me about the fretboard and just kind of how it transitions over, and just the kind of, you get sharp notes, and you got the clear pitch ones as well as flat notes and everything. It was all just talk. It wasn't anything that we actually did on the bass and all that. It was mainly just some insight, which we always take. We always, appreciate it. But kind of the thing that goes with music composition is that with a lot of the influences that we have mentioned that we have, and just with the music interest, we all have a very similar interest in music. We all, we like August Burns Red, we like Godsmack, we like Avenged Sevenfold, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the list goes on and on. I just spouted off a few names. So amongst those names, there's metal, there's hard rock, there's and that's kind of what we're going for. We're going for more of a hard rock theme with some metal. I don't think we would ever go for death metal. Nothing against it, but I just don't think we're gonna go that route.
And plus with me being frontman and vocals and all that, I really do not want to damage my vocal cords. I just saw the video of Danny Warsnop from Asking Alexander. He literally tore a vocal cord, and he's having a hard time doing it. And they're only on record number 3. So.
Well, and that's the point. That's kind of like. With Jacoby from Papa Roach, he actually had to have vocal cord surgery.
So did Matt Tuck from Both on Valentine. He had the same thing.
Right. Well, and the thing that's fortunate, well, not only for Jacoby and Papa Roach, but also fortunate for us because we love Papa Roach. You know, he was able to bounce back from that.
He sure was, yeah.
You know, and that's the thing is that there are vocalists out there that, you know, they kind of like he said about, what was it, Danny Worsnop?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like he popped a vocal cord, and the thing is, you pop a vocal cord, that's very hard to bounce back from. There are vocalists who just don't bounce back from it. Either the surgery went wrong, or it was just damaged so badly that even if they get it fixed properly, it's out of commission. And it, you know, we don't want Donnie Bravo to be out of commission. We need this motherfucker to be rocking out. And like I said, if he ain't rocking out, the fuck, man, I'm gonna twist your fucking titty off if you do this shit again.
Ow!
Again, you're supposed to say I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face.
I'll punch you in the fucking face. You feel
You
bad?
have to say it on your own. You can't say it because I said to say it.
Oh, God,
Damn it,
man.
bro. Get it together.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying.
Okay.
You say, I mean, my head's in other places.
Actually, you should turn the camera on you for a second. You were telling me earlier about how you and Andrew were talking about Godsmack last night and how, like, your passion for it. So, like, go into that a little.
Oh, yes.
Because this does have to do with music composition.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, with Godsmack, I mean, Godsmack is one of my favorite bands. It's one of the earliest ones that I got into. And it was, a matter of fact, that movie, The Scorpion King, that got me into it. I Stand Alone. I Stand Alone was the first song I ever heard by them. When I heard that song, I'm like, holy shit, this is some good stuff. And kind of like how I hear, I mean, me and Andrew, we were talking on Facebook just out of the blue. He posts on his static, "Awake" by Godsmack, heavenly music, and I'm like, both heaven and hell, baby. I mean, seriously. But you know, he goes on, we're saying, you know, "Awake" is one of his top favorite songs, and I go on saying, you know, "Awake," "Stick of Life," "Greed," "Keep Away," "Straight Out Line," say "Crying Like a Bitch." You cannot forget.
You can't forget "Love, Hate, Sex, Pain."
"Love, Hate, Sex, Pain." I love that one too. And "Whiskey Hangover." That's a good one too. But the kind of thing about how you know, that me and him love that band so much, apparently, that's one thing that I'm actually looking forward to be able to, let's say, connect with, because having that connection is one thing that's going to keep a band intact. That's the glue that's going to, you know, hold us together. The kind of interest that we have, the kind of motivation that we have, and the kind of inspiration. It's just one way of you know, it's just the best way of looking at it. And kind of like, and I was trying to do this earlier, that little beginning intro with "Awake" in Godsmack, do that kind of thing. But it's definitely different when I'm doing it, because I mean, I can feel just a little bit too much strength in there. But
real quick, not trying to cut you off, I'd say the one thing that might help you as far as that, you know, that gruff that you said at the beginning of "Awake," like I heard a little bit extra gruffness in the beginning, and it's not bad, but if you're trying to copy him a little bit more, try to flatten it out, so it'd be more like okay, I kind of went a little too flat on the end.
Yeah.
Like I felt my, you know, the throat drop down a little bit, but like, you know, instead of that like you did, you know, you just flatten it out like, you know. Obviously, you know, I'm not the vocalist here. I sound like shit when I'm doing it, but I'm trying to give you an example. Just flatten out the beginning a little bit.
Okay, let me try that again then.
All right.
Say.
Try to do more like almost an E. Like a.
Okay, I see what you were saying. Let me try that one more time. Give me a minute to kind of, you know, breathe in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold this away so you can actually breathe. Try to get it.
I'm trying to keep it flat right there at the beginning, and then kind of just let it out at the very end, kind of. But
right.
Say. Okay. Say this requires a lot of timing, and I'm trying to you know, do a little bit of calculation in my head a little bit, which I'm still not very good at.
It's all about practice, man.
Say. Okay.
Closer. It's definitely closer.
I mean, I didn't make it go too long in the beginning, and what I try to do is I shortened it out a little bit instead of just going, you know, kind of like a straight up, but more like a go up.
Yeah.
Go, stop, up. instead of like a curve, kinda. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because you want to, like, you have your starting point, and then you have, like, you get to that middle part, and then as opposed to just going straight up, you're kind of going here, and then at the last second, then you're bringing it up. It's almost like doing a transition on a stringed instrument, you know, just with a voice and, you know, obviously different notes. But anyway, you know, like we said, we're going to try not to yammer too much.
Yeah.
Still on music composition and everything. So yeah, basically that's kind of what we're going for. Is that, and the thing that I like about this band, like with the exception of me, everyone has a pretty decent singing voice. Like Alex, for instance, I kid you not, like we're at work and just out, like you'll see him walking around the corner, and like I said, he'll be singing some Red Hot Chili Peppers, he'll be singing Godsmack. Both him and Andrew, as well as myself, we really like Pearl Jam. And it's funny because, like, when Alex sings, especially when he sings Pearl Jam, he actually sounds pretty close to the lead singer of Pearl Jam. Like, obviously not exactly the same, it's a different pitch, because obviously different people, different vocal cords and everything, but in my opinion, when I listen to him, he actually almost sounds like the lead singer from Pearl Jam. You know, but
I sometimes think the same thing when I'm listening to, I mean, pretty much it goes on either a three-way between Pop Evil, Saving Abel, or Adelita's Way, pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much on a tie between those three, and sometimes Theory of a Dead Man, just a little bit.
Well, and I'm actually glad that you bring up Theory of a Dead Man, because, like today when I was walking to the gas station, I was getting me a drink, I was getting me a pack of smokes and everything. You know, because that's what I do. I like to pop in my headphones, walk to the gas station, just kind of jam out, get me some fresh air. You know, I was actually listening to Bad Girlfriend today, and, you know, I love Theory of a Dead Man. It's a really great band. I hadn't heard that song in a while, though, so I'm just sitting there and I'm jamming out. And kind of what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to learn how to, listen for the bass lines in different songs, because like I said in like one or two of our previous videos, that the bass is sometimes very hard to hear in a song.
It pretty much is.
Especially like when the guitar and the vocals and the drum are so well in sync, and when they mold together a certain way, it almost kind of drowns out the bass. But the thing is, no matter what, a song will never be the same without the bass line, because that's the thing, is that you're getting a certain groove with it. You know, without it, the song pretty much falls apart. Not trying to sound cocky, you know, being the bass player or anything, but that's just how it is. You know, but we all still got to meet together. We still got to say what all we want to do, because I think we're pretty much all on the same page as far as with the singing and, like, wanting to do the gruffness and the screaming and, you know, just, you know, like I said, you know, hard rock with a metal twist to it.
Yes.
So, but obviously you still got other ideas, other things that need to be thrown out there. What else do you think we need to cover on this topic before we move on?
The one thing I know for sure, and this is also a little bit more on with me. One thing's for sure is that we did in fact bring up the fact that that even though with me being from it, and since I'm hearing that Alex is the one that's also got a very good singing voice. If he's you know really talented at what he does when it comes to doing vocals, I definitely don't want to take that away from him. I mean, if he would like to every now and then take his position of you know, playing a little bit of frontman type stuff, and maybe me off to the side, maybe doing a little bit of like a rap line or something like that, and also doing a little bit of rhythm guitar, I'd be fine with that. I mean, if he'd like to take up on that, I would not mind it at all.
Well, and one thing I will add to what you're saying is that another thing that might actually work out is that, because, yeah, Alex listens to a lot of the same stuff that we do, and I'm pretty sure you don't listen to much of this, but he really likes dubstep. You know, I like dubstep. I'm not as much into it as he is, but with the whole dubstep thing, and I don't think we're actually gonna necessarily incorporate dubstep. Not that it's ruled out, but just right now it's not really what we're going for. You know, if we went something similar, especially if we're doing rap lines like, you know, Donnie here said, you know, he likes dubstep, he's familiar with the rhythm and everything, he might actually be able to do those rap lines.
I might.
I mean, yeah, like we said, you guys can switch off and you can kind of take turns and everything, but I mean, he's you know, he's got the rhythm down, and like I said, you know, he's a guitar player, so he's got that. You know, gotta kind of get it all figured out, but all in due time. Let's see. I guess back to your point now.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's also the one thing that, I mean, my knowledge on the guitar, as I've said many times before, is not at its highest at the moment, but it's still definitely progressing as the best that I can. And I remember I did say that I was gonna try and, you know, do at least 3 hours a day, but it ended up turning, because of my schedule and all that, and I get so tired when I get home from work because I'm on my feet all day, and
on top of your family.
Yeah, on top of that, because I mean, my family still listens to all that K-pop shit that I really cannot stand. They're watching their K-pop dramas and all that, looking at all these half-naked Korean guys and all that, and he's like, "Oh, I want to marry this guy. He's so cute." He's like,
it's just like, shut the fuck up already.
My point exactly. Of course, I say it in my head, but, you know, they'd probably kick me out if they heard me saying fuck, but...
Well, and also, didn't you mention before that, like, you actually have to stop playing your guitar after a certain time?
Yeah, I mean, apparently, after around, like, 10 o'clock, and usually about 10 or 11 o'clock, quite a lot of the time is when I get off work, and they really just want quiet time at night, and usually that's my better time to do it, because I'm not being interrupted by anybody, everybody's asleep, and I don't have to worry about that. But the thing is, they can apparently hear my acoustic. This is it, and it's just an acoustic. That's all it is, right there. That's all it is, and apparently something that makes such a small sound will still keep them up. But.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm not very happy about it, but it's the only thing that, which is why I'm still working as hard as I can to try and find an apartment. I got about $2,000 saved up, nearly $2,000, and when I start getting a little bit more in there, I'm hoping probably by mid-September or maybe even early October, I might be out of the house, and I'll be able to start doing things my own way and start making up my own schedule and don't give a shit about what anybody else thinks about it, except for probably my neighbors.
Well, but hopefully, like, once you finally actually get your own place and all that stuff, you know, kind of like I said, you know, I can't really practice this on an amp. Well, mainly because that's a shitty amp and I can't really use it for my bass. But, you know, also, let's just say I did have a proper amp for it and everything. You know, the walls are technically thicker in between the units, but I mean, like, for instance, our neighbor, sometimes he'll turn up his music on his stereo system, and like, he'd be upstairs and like towards the back of the unit, and I could hear it here in the front of the house, in the living room and all that. So, you know, with an amp, it just wouldn't be a good idea. And kind of like I said in the previous video, they didn't even know I played the bass until, you know, I flat out told them. And also, like, you know, and not to rub this in, because I know that you like to practice at night, especially when you get off of work, but like, even when my mom is upstairs asleep, you know, I haven't heard any complaints from her practicing my bass. So that's kind of my advantage, is that I can still practice at night and not bother her.
Use what time you got, man. I mean, that's
well, absolutely. You know, but you know, that's another thing, is we need a good location. We need to, you know, we actually need a place where we can practice, put some stuff together, and just really get the ball rolling. I mean, we've got it rolling pretty good so far. I mean, we were only expecting to have a 4-piece, but we ended up with a 5-piece, which is even better. You know,
you know, one thing's for sure, if we can even, you know, maybe save up enough money, we could even just like buy a huge shed or something like that for us to practice in, or something like that.
Yeah, we could.
You know what I'm talking about?
We could.
But to find a place to put that's the problem right there.
Well, and the only other thing I can think of, and I'm not sure how the place would feel about it or whatever, but I mean, even if we rented a storage place, you know, like a place to keep the drum, like, for instance, the drums and the equipment and everything. But I don't know if they would actually allow us to practice there. And on top of that, not thinking more on it, it's almost just like it's probably not as good an idea. Just because, I mean, even though it's a storage unit and you can lock it up, I mean, anyone can find a way to get in there and just take all our shit.
That's true, yeah.
So, but I mean, it's all still up in the air. We're still trying to get it together. Let's see, real quick, anything else we need to cover on the topic of music composition?
Nothing's coming to my mind now.
Alright. I guess next thing on the list is, short jam session.
Okay.
How do you want to start this one out?
So yeah, you want to do a little bit on your bass real quick, or?
Sure, I can do that on the bass. You can get your stuff formulated and all that.
Alright.
Let's see.
So you probably, I have not gotten this video up yet, but he did in fact send me another video last night that I've been trying to get up on YouTube, but YouTube is being a fucking bitch right now. I did in fact, take a private video of me doing a guitar. It's a 6-minute long video type of thing, and I don't know what's going on with it. I think I'm trying to do something with it now. It's like, oh, it shut off on me.
Bastard.
There it goes. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now, but it's really pissing me off, and I'm trying to see what I can do, and let me see. Yeah, it stops like that for a long time. It doesn't even say what URL address it'll be live at or anything like that. That's when I see that on YouTube, that usually means that it's actually working. But when it gets down to the whole starting processing, 1 minute remaining, it stays like that for nearly a half hour to an hour, and I give up.
Well, have you tried reporting a bug problem to YouTube servers?
I've thought about doing that, yeah.
Well, if it continues to do that, then what you need to do is you need to either shoot them an email, or you need to let them know that something's up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, off that topic, he's got quite a few techniques that I think we could probably show you right now. So what we got?
All right, I'm gonna start off basic, but so okay. You've probably seen this before, where I just kind of transition and kind of into some of the other stuff that I've been practicing. As you remember in the last one, hammer-ons.
Yep.
Alright, and then I kind of started getting a little bit more creative with it.
Sounds like a roadside cowboy.
That fret buzzing always pisses me off, though.
Yeah, that's one thing that gets on my nerves sometimes with the guitar.
Wrong string. And then some of the other stuff that gets a little bit more, a little bit more into it, and then you've got. Here, hang on. That's mostly what I've been working on. I've been trying to get a little bit more advanced with my hammer-ons. Obviously, as you see with the single, I'm getting pretty quick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of getting different tones with it. Like, for instance, we'll go. Hang on. Okay, so that's kind of what I've been working on. Now I'm gonna do a little riff with no talking whatsoever.
Go ahead.
Okay, my hand's getting a little sore now, so.
That's good.
Kind of like I said before, I took a little break after that video. I probably took about 3, close to 4 days off and everything. And like I said, you just take the time away, and then I picked it up, and then, I kid you not, I'd say for like the first 20, maybe 30 seconds that I was going, I didn't make a single mistake. So that refreshment, that you get from kind of stepping away for a little while, it really does you good. And not to rehash too much on old stuff, but that proves my point. Anyway, as far as the rest of the jam session, we need to hear some vocals from Donnie Bravo.
Yes.
And then after we hear the vocals, we'll see a little bit more on the acoustic, and then we'll go from there. So hang on, let me set this down real quick.
Sure. Yeah, we just hit 30 minutes on this, so let's see what we can do about trying to wrap this up pretty quick.
Well, and we're actually doing really good for time.
All right. Oh, this thing is down. That's fine.
Oh well.
Okay. Well.
Oh, hang on.
Yes. Yeah, one thing's for sure is that I wanted to. I was gonna at least, get like the first 2 lines in here because I'm still experimenting a little bit with the rest right here. I haven't even looked at it that much since I wrote it, but I came up with this first line when I was at work. Just this is back when I was still a bagger. I was just bringing in carts and all that. And all of a sudden, I had this idea in my head, and this is what I came up with. And it's got kind of that little bit of a rap rock line, but kind of like how you hear mostly out of Papa Roach a little bit. But this is how it goes. As we get up on the stage and fucking rock out, we get the crowd going and fucking scream our lungs out.
I thought we scratched the fucking. I thought we scratched the fucking.
Did we?
Yeah, here, let me see real quick.
God.
No, here, it's okay. Hey, it's recovery time. It's recovery time.
Okay.
Just remember that it's scratched. Okay, as you can see, it is scratched out.
Yes.
It's a big X, Donovan. Okay, so here.
Well, yeah, that's stuck in my head.
All right, so like for instance, it could be like, as we get up on the stage and fucking rock out, we get the crowds going and scream our lungs out. You put fucking back in it.
No, I didn't.
I could have sworn.
No, not that time. No, I didn't.
Okay, here. Let me do it real quick. Go
ahead.
Okay. As we get up on the stage and fucking rock out, we get the crowds going and scream our lungs out. See how it flows?
Yeah.
Okay. Now take it from the top and then just go as far as you need to.
Okay.
See, this is what band members are for. We fix each other's fuck ups.
All right. As we get the crowd going and fucking scream. God, for crying out loud! Now you confuse me. Okay. Give me a minute.
Take 5.
I'll give 5 minutes. You kidding?
No, I meant like this is take number 5.
Yeah.
Or is it 4? Fuck it. New take.
We'll start from scratch. All right. As we get up on the stage and fucking rock out, we get the crowd going and scream our lungs out. The neighbors say keep the noise down. Damn. So yeah, I had that mood going right there, but
Oh, here. How about this? This is just an idea, and we're improvising here.
Mm-hmm.
Until we get this down a little bit more, we'll set this off to the side.
Yeah.
Just think of a song that you know the words to, like
Well, let's say I was doing. So there was a Leader of the Broken Hearts that I was doing from Papa Roach. There was also Addicted by Saving Abel, and I was also doing a little bit of All or Nothing by Theory of a Dead Man. You ever heard that song?
Yeah, I've heard All or Nothing. I mean, just pick out of those 3, pick the one you feel most comfortable with.
We'll do Addicted. How's that?
That works for me as long as you're comfortable with it. All right.
Yeah, that one I think I'm the most comfortable with. Okay. So,
would you feel better if you stood up?
That'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do usually like how you do start out a song anyway. You do 3 taps, and that's a cue to start.
Well, you're getting the pentameter down.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so addicted to all the things you do when you're coming down on me. In between the sheets, all the sounds you make with every breath you take. It's unlike anything when you're loving me. And of course you get into the guitar a little bit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh girl, let's take it slow, 'cause as for you, I don't know where to go. I wanna take my love and hate you till the end. What were you nodding your head for?
I was jamming out.
Oh, okay. It's not like you to turn away from all the bullshit I can't take. It's not like me to walk away. I'm so addicted to to all the things you do when you're coming down on me. In between the sheets, all the sounds you make with every breath you take. It's unlike anything when you're loving me. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much like just the first verse in the chorus right there.
Well,
and yeah, I'm still a little rough on the second chorus. Usually by the time I get to the second chorus, or just about any song really, it's kind of hard for me to try to memorize that part. But unless you're talking for maybe a song like Lullaby by Nickelback, that's a different one. So let me see if I can start from scratch on that one, and I can definitely see that. I mean, I must have listened to that song when I first heard it about 20 times in a row, and I did that for about a month after I heard that song. Nearly 20 times a day, because it was a very good tune. I mean, with the pianos incorporated in it, which you don't hear a lot out of Nickelback's songs.
Well, because they are kind of like we've said that we're going for. It's more of a hard rock scenario, and but that's the thing, is that in my opinion, you never discredit the keys, because the keys in certain songs really will make or break it.
Okay, well, let me see if I can do a little bit of a Lullaby by Nickelback then, and do the tap. Say it starts with the piano, and I know the feeling of finding yourself stuck out on the ledge. Actually, I think I messed up there for a sec.
No, I think you had the opening line right.
Did I? Okay, give me a sec.
How about this? Instead of trying to remember the whole song, I mean, even if you just do like half of a verse or even just the chorus.
That's fine by me.
Because at least you'll give everyone a taste of it.
Okay. Okay, let me see where that starts. And turn this up on the radio, even... Ow. Okay, that hurt.
Take a swig of water.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So just give it one more try to a lullaby, and turn this up on the radio. If you can hear me now, I'm reaching out to let you know that you're not alone. And if you can't say,
if you can't tell.
And if you can't tell, I'm scared as hell, 'cause it can't get you on the telephone. So just close your eyes. Well, honey, here comes a lullaby. Your very own lullaby. That's pretty much what I got the gist out of that one.
Well, and like I said, you're giving these people a taste, and like, in my opinion, I mean, like I said, I like it. I think you have a really solid foundation, and it sounds good. It's just more, I'd say right now, the trick that you might need to go with is like tuning some of those vocal notes, and kind of like the point I made earlier.
Well, the one thing that comes with tuning is also this is something that my friend Brandon at work suggested, was trying different breathing techniques, and there's one thing that I always have a hard time doing, and it's always let's say breathing, kind of, because I don't know why, but sometimes when I feel like I'm in a rush or something like that, I find myself not breathing so much. So breathing's a little bit different for me, especially if I need to extend it like this. I've been practicing quite a bit with it, but so let me see if I can find an example for that. What's a good example for you?
As far as sorry, I kind of zoned out there for a second.
That's okay.
But like, as far as like, okay, so a good example for me, like an example of what?
Like, I mean, trying to do different vocal type thing. Like, I think I got a good one. Say the song "All In" by Lifehouse.
Okay.
Have you heard that one?
I think it's been a while, but I think I know what you're talking about.
all night, staring at the ceiling, calling. For minutes I'm feeling this way, so far away and so alone. Say, I almost lost it there for a sec. But you know I'm right here. I came to my senses, letting go of my differences. There's no way I'm giving up this time. But you know I'm right here. I'm not losing you this time. And I'm all in, nothing left to hide. I'm falling harder than I lasted. I said a week away from you last night, and now I'm calling out your name, leaving. I think I'm losing my tone there for a second. Seriously.
Well, it's gonna.
Different as before.
It is gonna take more practice, man. Let's see.
If I lose the game, I'm all in. See, like right there. I was kind of faint right there, but then I kind of, changed it, like right at that point. But that was because I realized that I wasn't exactly projecting. It was more like I was holding it in.
Well, and that's the thing, is that you need to be able to project your voice, like
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, like I said, I've always had I don't know why. I mean, it was this kind of thing I was kind of used to a lot when I was mainly throughout middle school, was that whenever I got into a feeling like that, and sometimes I have a hard time dealing with anxiety quite a lot. I have a bit of an anxiety problem, a little bit.
Well, and kind of on the point that Don makes about that is that if you've watched any of our videos, I'm sure you've noticed that I twitch a lot. And a lot of that is kind of like he said, it's anxiety based. It's, overactive nerves. It's, it's just different things. And those, and anxiety in general, it plays a key role in, well, actually, no, that's a bad way of putting it. It doesn't play a key role. What it does is that, it messes with you, and kind of like the point I made in one of the last videos is that when you're at the end of a 7-day stretch practicing 3-4 hours a day, you're not as focused as you think you are.
Yeah.
But the same thing is that anxiety works the same way. You think you're focused and you think that you're in it, when in reality, in the back of your mind, you're actually over here. Or like I said, I'm forcing it this time, but like a twitch. I'm crazy. But okay, not to yammer on too much, but it's like, okay, it's but that's basically what it is. Anxiety to a degree is healthy, just like fear, all that stuff. It can play to your advantage, but in a lot of cases it will mess with you. So, but I mean, kind of back on Don's note.
Yeah.
Oh, here, I'll hold it. My bad.
Okay, but yeah, it's the one thing about my anxiety and all that. I mean, I really need to learn to trying to not keep my breath in as much. I need to learn about trying to progress it and trying to push it out, kind of. And but I really don't know how it started in the first place at all. But when I hold that breath in, I hardly even realize that I'm actually holding it in. It's like I'm holding that breath in for like nearly 5 minutes long, and I'm like only breathing through my nose or something like that. But
well, that's the thing is, you really gotta breathe through your mouth a lot.
Yeah.
Like you would mostly inhale through the nose, and because you want to get the air in and all that, but you don't want to hold it, you don't want to force it, because kind of like you said about before, that you could get to doing the hammer-ons for a little bit and then you would start to get dizzy after a couple minutes. It's kind of the same way. You hold the breath in too much, you're just you're causing the same thing. You get dizzy and disoriented and kind of into the note about not being as focused as you think you are. Well, as far as our next topic about progression, I think we're already pretty much covering it, so we're just all in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Let's see. So.
Well, let me think. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can do at the moment with the way I'm dealing with vocals and all that. So Say how long are we coming up on our video so far?
We're just short of 45 minutes. I'd say we'd wrap this up, and then I'll do my little spiel, and then we'll sign out.
So yeah, let's go. I'll go ahead and do a bit of this real quick. Say just show up. Yeah, as I said before, I had that 6-minute long video that I did take of me just it was all mainly just me just you know, playing around with this, not exactly playing anything, just doing a little bit of recognition mostly. But as you could, I mean, you could probably tell that I was doing mostly a little bit of the hammer-ons and. So let me try it up here. Yeah, you can probably see that my fingers are already twitching. But yeah, it's mostly with the hammer-ons. Yeah, that's what I've been working on. Yeah, right there, I just recently thought of that. You know, trying to do more than one string as I'm just hammering on one string.
We'll have like 2 or 3 open strings playing, and then you know, you have the one note that you're holding down, and then you're just hammering the other one on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, and that's kind of what goes into creativity. And in my opinion, I think that what you should try next, like especially once you get hammer-ons down, is that like you've seen how I just kind of do random riffs, and I like do, you know, all that stuff. You should try doing the same as far as your guitar, just playing random riffs and just seeing where you can kind of go with it. The only other thing that I'm noticing that you might want to work on a little bit more that I brought up before is you know, picking and drawing. You know, like, you know, because like I said, I've got a good 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch spacing in between my strings. You've got maybe 1/8 of an inch, so it's more difficult for you. You know, but just, you know, knowing that stopping point that when you pluck the string that you're not plucking the other one unless you need to, of course. But
well, yeah, I've definitely seen that. So
as you were.
So, fit this back in my finger.
I hear the hammer on. I'm loving it. I hear the progression that you're making.
Sick. So I'm just gonna try on a singular string again. So I'll go a little low.
It would be nice if we had a little bit more light in here.
What's that?
It would be nice if we had a little bit more light in here.
So you're gonna go back to that?
What?
You're gonna go back to that?
Yeah, why not?
So yeah, and that one technique that you've probably seen Andrew do with the bass. I mean, I've never tried that myself, but I'll see what I can do. See with that, that kind of thing. So yeah.
Well, here, like real quick before you try it again, the insight I will give you to that is that, like, your first step would be like actually plucking the string and getting the sound, and then after you get the sound is when you want to start bringing down each finger. Like, so for instance, you're gonna pluck, like here, I'm gonna put this on my hand. It's gonna be pluck and then just hammer down, but you have to do it, you have to time it just right, because you mess with the sound. So here, watch one more time, Donovan. It's pluck, dot, dot, dot. And my advice to you is that, like, okay, yeah, I see that you're working on the single hammer-on, and I like that. If you're gonna do more hammers, I would say do middle finger, ring finger, and get that down. And then once you get that down, then try to incorporate the pinky.
Okay. So let me try that then. I'm gonna try it on a different string now.
Yeah, try using a fatter string for now, because
See, I'm not even touching it. sometimes I'm moving my ring before my middle. So are you even hearing the difference? Or?
Yeah, I'm hearing the difference. It's just going to take more practice. I'm actually surprised at how well you're doing on your first try. Like, not dogging you, I'm just, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I feel a sense of pride, man.
For some reason, I keep feeling these strings need to be redone or something.
Well, you've never replaced the strings on that, have you?
No, I haven't.
Well, here, let me see the guitar real quick. I just need to take a look at it.
Yeah.
If there's anything else you want to cover, go right ahead, and then we'll go into my little spiel, and then we'll go ahead and sign out.
Well, yeah. The last thing that I think I will cover is that it's going to take me a little while longer than I expect to. I mean, I would imagine just for about any real guitarist out there that does in fact have years of experience, that they started out just in the same way and all that. So, but one thing's for sure is, I mean, I did a lot of research about what it takes to do just at least rhythm guitar, and for what I could read of it, I mean, it looks like it's easy, but not. I mean, it's not as easy as playing the bass, but it's. Oh, stop! I'm not saying that I got it tougher than you or anything like that, or
no,
you got it, or that you got it too easy.
Well, here, and you can put it on the guitar real quick. In all honesty, Don really does have his work cut out for him, because in all honesty, the bass is one of the easiest instruments to learn, and not only is it one of the easiest instruments to learn, but one of the points I was making just a minute ago is that, like, for instance, if you look at the spacing of the strings on the bass, that's a good, shit, my bad.
That's good.
That's about a 1/4 inch to maybe a 1/2 inch of spacing. So that's the advantage I have. Now look at the strings on the guitar. He has maybe an 1/8.
Yeah, very much.
Maybe so. An 1/8 of an inch. And like kind of the point that he made before is that, with, kind of chubby fingers and everything, it that does make it a lot more difficult, especially on a 6-string guitar. But that's just. Yeah, and that's another thing, is that hammer-ons on a guitar are a little bit more difficult, just because, especially on the lower strings, just because, I mean, it's, the sound kind of drops off kind of quickly, so, Okay, I'm done fucking around.
That's good.
But anyway, so
but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we got to offer on that, and sick.
And kind of to wrap up on the whole progression thing that we're doing, as Donnie Bravo said, he's still working on hammer-ons, and he's working on the technique that I showed him just now with the, the multiple hammer-ons and everything, and I think it's badass. I think he's gonna do well with it. It's kind of hard to say what I'm gonna do next. Start. Yeah, everyone has a starting point, man. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do next necessarily on the bass. I know that at some point I'm going to have to learn how to do bass chords. And I am going to have to learn, how to follow specific riffs, because as you've seen what I've done, it's all solo, it's all random stuff, it's, it's not planned out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to start learning how to memorize specific riffs and going into that, but that's all in due time, and I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to piss real quick, I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Say, I'll mention a few more things here.
Okay.
One thing's for sure is that the one thing that does make this a little bit difficult with trying to get together and all that is that mostly everybody in this band besides me, did you say it was Alex that lives in Mary Esther? Damn, you can't hear me. But did you say it was Alex that lived in Mary Esther?
Yeah, Alex lives in Mary Esther.
Yeah.
Andrew lives on the other side of Flarosa. Obviously, we know that you live on the outskirts of Mary Esther.
Or Long Beach, closer, yeah.
Well, that's why I say the outskirts, because it's like right where it cuts off.
Right there on the edge, yeah.
And obviously, as you know, I live in Destin. Tyler lives here in Destin as well. So we're not too far from each other. We just gotta actually get each other together.
Yes. Yeah, we're trying to find the right time to do that. Even if it means to where, I mean, I hate saying it like this, but if we could even arrange to where we need to like schedule each of us to have like a specific day off or something like that. And the one thing that I know that's going to be a little tough to do is because, you know, 3 of us work at Merlin's. And having three guys out at the same time, that's definitely going to throw things off at Merlin's.
Well, especially considering that out of me, Andrew, and Alex, you know, there will be times where like only one of us out of all 3 of us is working, but usually there's at least 2 out of the 3 people working. So, and that's the thing, is that when it comes to requesting time off, it's kind of difficult. Which I'm hoping we can all get time off to go see the Saliva concert, because I do not want to miss that.
No.
I do not want to miss that.
No.
You know, I don't even care if Josie Scott's not going to be there. I want to see Saliva. You know, not in the literal sense, of course.
Nice one.
I know, right? Okay, is there anything else we need to cover before we go into this last bit?
Nope, nothing's come to mind.
Okay.
Same, I think we're good.
So,
Say we got some story time.
Some story time, okay. Whoops, wrong page. Not that I even really need it, but whatever. Okay. So if you guys are familiar with our page, especially with that first video that you know, Donnie and I did together as an interview, all that stuff, we mentioned that one of my nicknames is Cheeseburger, and I'm going to tell you how I got that nickname. It all happened at Blaze Fest. We had just seen Shallow Side, you know, like I said, I got a pick from them. Catharsis came up right behind them, which I'm actually fucking pissed at Catharsis right now, but that's my own personal hang-up, but whatever. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and like I said, that day I was studying bass players. I was, you know, doing what I did, trying to learn all that I could, maybe mimic some techniques later on. Well, anyway, they performed their last song, and the bass player was just kick-ass. In my opinion, and I think Don even said the same thing, that he was like the most badass guy up there for Catharsis.
He pretty much was.
So
he showed a lot of spirit in rock and roll.
Well, he showed a lot of spirit, and he showed that he actually loved doing it, and that he really wanted to be a part of it. Anyway, so he gets up on like the middle amp at the very front of the stage, and he's the center of attention at that point. He brings up his bass like this and just goes and brings it up, and then after he brings it up, he starts looking out, and he's pointing at people. And the thing is that in one hand I was holding a poster, and in the other hand I was holding a half-eaten cheeseburger. And thinking back on it now, I probably could have held the cheeseburger like this and put up my devil horns, but at the time I was like, no, I can't do that. I have no idea why. So instead, I held up a cheeseburger like this. And I'm just like, yeah! He looks out, he's kind of pointing. He looks at me, he goes like this, looks back. Cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger!
Like, cheeseburger, yeah! I actually ended up getting to meet that bass player once they got off or whatever, and they were trying to sell their merchandise. They were signing autographs, and they were saying hey to everybody. I walked up, I was like, cheeseburger? And he's just like this. He looks at me, he goes, cheeseburger! He brings me in like this, just pulls me in. He's just like, ah! He's like, why didn't you throw it to me? I was like, dude, I was going to ask you if you wanted some, but you looked away as I was asking. So we're sitting there, we're bullshitting. That's how I got the name Cheeseburger, was because instead of holding up some devil horns for him like I wanted to, I gave him a cheeseburger.
It's a creative way of putting it. It definitely is.
And like I said, you know, it's another thing that kind of helps solidify the fact that I'm meant to be on the bass, because I had never met the guy before. I walked up to him, I said cheeseburger, and he just yelled at the top of his lungs cheeseburger, and he pulled me in and all that shit. I got to take pictures with them.
And that's one thing to show that guy doesn't really necessarily just look out in the crowd. He actually looks at the crowd's faces. I mean, he actually looks his fans in the face.
Yeah, and like not trying to get off topic of Mikael and all that, but the bass player from I Empire, he did the same thing.
He sure did, yeah.
Because the way I caught his attention, that I said in one of the previous videos, is that I was just rocking out, and I was letting him know that, dude, this is liberation right here. This is cutting loose, and you know, like I said, I got one of his guitar picks and all that stuff. Anyway, kind of back on the topic, you know, I had a good time with Catharsis. That, like, I was actually really, you know, kind of getting into them, and I was just like, dude, this is awesome. And Catharsis altogether, I have some great stories just in the one time that I saw and met them. But the reason why I'm pissed off at them right now is because Don showed me a website where Catharsis is actually posting stuff on their page saying, fire Mikael. And I don't like that because, one, he's a bass player just like I am. And two, well, did I say A first or what?
I forget. Just continue.
Whatever. Okay, second point is it's like, okay, come on. If he's really an issue, then fine. I can understand firing him. But the fact that you're actually taking bids and, like, selling ideas, yeah. Yeah, selling ideas and everything, and then you're gonna record it and put it on YouTube. Really? Dude,
I'm not even gonna watch it.
Dude, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna justify it. Anyway, that's why I'm mad at Catharsis.
But yeah, it's all part of just some sick campaign that they're starting to get them started on making a music video, which I'm fine with them making a music video and all that, but to make the idea of them firing their bassist as part of the way to raise money for that's ludicrous. That is disrespectful, if you ask me, for any type of musician out there.
It's bullshit. I mean, and like I said, it's not even like, yeah, I'm upset that they're firing him, but it's like, okay, like I said, if he's really an issue and if he's really doing this, then it's like, okay, but you can't do it to get personal gain out of it.
No.
You know, I you know, and to think that I was actually gonna get that unique autograph that they put on my arm tattooed into my skin.
That would have been fun.
I mean, it was
not after this. No,
it was only a thought, but yeah, after this, no, because I mean, the bass player was the whole reason that I got into Catharsis.
Oh yes.
His stage presence, his energy, the way that he played, yeah. But anyway, so in a nutshell, that's how I got the name Cheeseburger, was because I threw up a cheeseburger at the bass, threw up a cheeseburger in the air to the bass player as opposed to devil horns. He saw the cheeseburger, it stood out. You know, he tried asking me for some, and I would have totally taken it and just been like, here you go, buddy.
Woo!
But
I'm saying a lot of people already threw a bunch of beer cans up there. Throwing a cheeseburger, that would have been different.
Yeah, well, and it would have been awesome to see them at Club LA, because it would have been cool if I would have been able to walk up, like if we were able to do a meet and greet, kind of like with Buck Cherry. Just walk up as soon as I get to the bass player, pull it out of my pocket, cheeseburger. Because that would have been badass if you would have remembered
awesome.
Me. That would have been bad fucking ass. Anyway, but
so we ran about just a little bit over an hour,
which we were hoping to do like 40-45 minutes max, but you know, but I think we did a lot better on staying on topic. Like we hammered a little bit, you know, we're still trying to get out of that, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna end this time. We'll have more videos in the future. Hopefully next time we'll have Tyler, Andrew, and Alex here. But anyway, rock the fuck on.
Woo!
And
we are definitely gonna get some more promos, hopefully, and we'll definitely go from there.
Okay, and one last point before we officially sign off. First of all, how do you like the ponytail?
That's awesome, man. I remember when I used to have one.
But
I used to have one back here. I need to get myself a haircut though. It's getting too long on the side.
Yeah, I need to get mine trimmed up so it's nice and presentable. But anyway, as far as band names that we've mentioned, as far as like progression and style, we're open to advice. We're open to feedback. You know, we want fans and any subscribers to be just as much a part of this as we are, because you know, you're the ones who really actually make it happen. I mean, we might be the ones who are practicing and, you know, getting the music together and everything, but y'all are the ones that actually make it happen. Y'all are the ones that make it possible, and we appreciate you for that, and just help get the word out. Rock on, man.
All right.
Ah!